Well, not to be cliche, it was a tale of two halves. It really was. I mean, the shooting percentage, everything down the stat line. I think we shot, what, 56, 59% the first half. They shot 35. Second half, they shot 56. We shot 22. So they played with great experience. They looked like they didn't panic. They played their system. They played their game, and they played very well. You know, we pressed our game, and the team wanted to please me. You know, they wanted to throw it inside. They knew that's where I wanted, but they tried to force it in there sometimes instead of playing the second side, and maybe showed a little bit of our youthfulness at times and lost a very tough game. But I told them in the locker room, we can't obsess over it. We can't linger on it. We play again on Saturday. So we played Saturday at Illinois State. We traveled. We play USD today, and then we practice tomorrow, travel on Friday, and play Cal. So we can't let USD cost us the Cal game. That's just the nature of basketball. And it's not the NBA where you just have to move on and play. It's college, and so it's a little bit more emotional at times, but we have to get over the emotion of it. It has to hurt to lose. We have to want to learn from our mistakes, but we have to make corrections quickly and move on and play another game on Saturday. There's no magic potion that's going to change the team from Wednesday to Saturday. We just have to do the things we do better and continue to defend at a high level and rebound the ball better. We didn't rebound the ball very well today, especially on missed free throws. So there'll be lessons to be learned, but not to be obsessed about.
What do you think was the main contributor to the loss tonight?
I think the guys got frustrated the second half, and that's the way basketball works. When the ball doesn't go in and you're not shooting very well, you get frustrated at the defensive end. We tried to get stops. They played really hard, and, we just didn't score enough. What did we score the second half? 28 points. That's not going to win very many games. So we weren't very efficient offensively the second half. Too much one-on-one play. I like the fact we got into the double bonus early. I think we were in the double bonus really early in the second half, but couldn't take advantage of it. Even though we shot a lot of free throws, we could have really attacked to the paint and maybe drawn more fouls and tried to get to the line more. But, when you watch tape, when you win, it's never as good as you thought it was, and when you lose, it's not going to be quite as bad as I thought it was. It's going to be somewhere in between. But it's early in the year, and there'll be teachable moments. And like I said, the thing I love about my team is they want to be taught. They're not excuse makers. They're not pointing fingers anywhere else. And so they want to be taught. So they'll look to us to watch the tape and find out what we can learn from the game today.
What do you think was the most teachable moment out of this game?
Offensively, probably playing the second side of the floor a little bit more. We tried to look inside and we tried to force a few lob passes over the top. And we had worked a little bit on if it's fronted, go high-low, swing, chase with a ball screen, and just stuff like that. Stuff we know, but we didn't get done. And then it gets tough. When you get behind late, then you try to press your game a little bit more. That's just the nature of basketball. And we had opportunities. I don't know if we had it down to, 4 points with a couple minutes to go, 4 or 5 point game with a couple minutes to go. So as poorly as I thought we played offensively, we hung in there to try to give ourselves a play or two to win the game. And then there was the rebound that hit the floor that fouled Jalen out, and then another play fouled Jordan out. And, so they made timely plays. Even though they played a lot better, we still had an opportunity to make a timely play or two to still try to steal it from them. It would have been a steal. They definitely played better in the second half than we did. But we hung in there long enough to maybe try to steal it, but didn't get enough plays made at the very end.
Can you talk a little bit about Jalen tonight? You kind of had a strange game, starting it off with the flagrant, had a technical, didn't get to play much because of all the fouls. What was going on?
Yeah, Jalen got in foul trouble. The flagrant was, he's just trying to swim over the top. He was defending in the post, so it was a flagrant one. It wasn't an intentional foul. It's just that he got him with an elbow, and he did. So I don't think there was any intent to hit him. And then obviously the talking we can't have. He knows better than that. So he can't get that kind of technical where all of a sudden it's a personal foul and he fouls out of the game. So teachable moment. Hopefully he'll learn from it, and we won't have that happen again to him this year.
You also had Jordan Shackle in early foul trouble as well, and he didn't come back in the first half. Could you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, Jordan didn't get much opportunity today. He had a couple of, tough foul calls. It's just the way it is. They're bang-bang calls, and so, sometimes they go against you. I don't think it was anything really missed. I'll look back at the tape, but I thought he ran into somebody and you know, it's two guys hitting all of a sudden at the same time, or a guy trips and then you got 2 fouls. So it's frustrating. You know, I don't think he got him reaching or anything like that. It's just unfortunate. It was, you know, a lot of fouls were called this game. I mean, what did we shoot? 30 free throws, and they shot 30 free throws. That's a lot of, there's 60 free throws between the two teams. So I don't know if that's an exorbitant amount, but they had 2 guys foul out. We had 3 guys foul out. And so to me, it didn't seem like it was an over-physical game. You know what I'm saying? I don't think guys were in there, you know, just fighting like that hard. It's just called that way where a lot of guys got in foul trouble.
Anything else for Coach?
They went, when Floresca got in foul trouble, eventually fouled out, they went small. Obviously not having Misalski, they put in Finn Sullivan, and basically played with 5 perimeter players. You decided to counter with Adam. What was your thinking behind that, and why did you go big with Nathan or Nolan?
You know, we were going big in the fact where we went in our starting lineup, we had Matt and Jalen in there. So really that's our starting 4 and 5, but then Jalen got in foul trouble, and then I had to decide if I wanted to put Nathan on Pinheiro, you know, while Pinheiro was still in. So I didn't put Nathan in there. I thought I'd be better off small trying to put Matt on him. And so when they brought some of their bigger guys off the bench, when Pinheiro got in foul trouble, then I put Nathan in to play a like-sized guy. And then Matt switches between the power forward and the small forward as anyway. And then I mixed AG in there a little bit. So I tried to keep some size in there, but I didn't want to play our 5-man on Pinheiro because he's so dynamic at attacking to the basket. And I thought, even though he had 21, I thought Matt did a real nice job in a lot of situations, contesting his shots and playing him pretty tough.
You played a lot of zone in the first half, mixed things up. Did you decide not to go to as much zone in the second half because their shooting was so good?
I just thought with 4 guards in there, you know, their shooting might be a little more dangerous. And like I said, they were 0 for 11 the first half from 3, and then they hit 7 the second half. And it wasn't like one guy. I mean, Carter's a prolific shooter, and he had 2, and one of them was very tough on Devin, where he pinned down and he shot it right on the catch. And then they had 5 other guys make a 3. So it wasn't like one guy you could focus on. So all of a sudden you got 6 guys making 3s the second half. You're a little bit more concerned with the zone at that point, especially with Finn in there. You know, he's another shooter. You know, so they didn't have a 5-man. They had Pinheiro and 4 shooters, really. So that was a little bit of a concern with the zone. And I thought we did zone the second half and played it effectively at times.
If you had your complete control over your non-conference schedule, you would not play this game. Any thoughts on this series now? Where this game fell, how hard it is, knowing the motivation of the team?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a hard game. And the game was going to be hard no matter what, but it was made harder because we traveled across the country. We didn't practice Friday. We played Saturday. We didn't practice Sunday. Then we had 2-day prep, and we traveled across the country. That's not an excuse. USD outplayed us. But the travel made the game tougher. Obviously, USD is a very good team this year, and they've scheduled accordingly this year. You know, they're playing 3 Pac-12 teams. They played an SEC team, and this is their year. They have 2 fifth-year seniors, 2 fourth-year seniors, and a 4th-year junior in the starting lineup. So this is their time. And they played hard, and they played like they wanted to make a statement. So the game is a game. You know, this is not one that obviously, as a head coach, you know, I scheduled. You know, we kind of got scheduled into this, and that's fine. You know, it's a good game. But you know, obviously the RPI would have helped us this year. You know, this in the end probably won't, even though it hurts like crazy, it won't be a bad loss because their RPI is going to be strong. If this was past years when they were in the 150s or 160s, it would have been a horrible loss. So it still hurts losing at home.
Are these last 2 games an example of why coaches should have control over their non-conference schedules?
You know, there's a strong mix for it. Sometimes the conference gets involved, whether it's the ACC Big Ten Challenge or us with the Missouri Valley and the Mountain West Challenge. But the thing with it is I can understand from a conference standpoint because some of the teams in our conference have a hard time getting games. You know, we don't have a hard time getting games. So it affects us maybe differently than it affects them.